How's it going, YouTube? I hope you can hear me. It's probably muffled. But yes, this week again, we are starting with me and my math. I just wanted to show you guys my hectic candle making that I've been doing. As you can see, I've got 6 candles here, and I'm pretty sure this is the final scent for one of my scents that I'm doing. I've tested this one like 100 times. But I think I'm finally on what I want the scent to be. And then what else? Oh yeah, there's a little red one there that's I was experimenting with, and then there's a peach one in the back kind of, and then there's this tiny one. My mom wanted a chai tea candle, and they happen to make sense for that, so I made her a candle.
I really hope those scents end up working out because I've been playing around with them. Oh my goodness. I wish you guys could smell my hands right now. They actually smell kind of amazing. But yes, hopefully there will be more candles that I can show you in the future that are final. And then I have started filming videos for like my TikTok and stuff like that about my candles. So I'm so excited. I kind of wish I started writing sooner today, but I was just like having so much fun with my candles and I got carried away. So now, what time is it? It's 2 o'clock. So now it's gonna be writing time for a bit. I'll see where I am. I don't think I had started the new chapter, had I? I will have to get back to you on that. Again, before I get back to writing The Boy in the Trees, in the last week, the not so innocent boy has gained another 100 reads. I'm now at 6.7. Oh my god, I'm 8 away from 6.8. I kind of feel like I might, I'm like, it's picking it, like, I'm kind of just like amazed at this, and maybe it's because I have been writing and uploading YouTube videos, although I haven't uploaded a lot of YouTube videos. Well, I have uploaded a lot of YouTube videos regarding Wattpad, but like my views aren't that high. So why is the not so innocent boy being picked up on the algorithm all of a sudden? Because it's insane. Oh my goodness, look at all the people who read it. Oh my god, I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you where my readers are. And if you're watching this, hello. So I'm sorry you're on a bit of an angle, but look at this. Oh my goodness, I don't think I've ever had like such a diverse, like, that's so cool. Australia, 4% of my readers. India, you guys are 8% of my readers, almost 9. What else? Pakistan, Uganda, what's this? Jordan, the Republic of Serbia. I had a professor from Serbia. France, of course, the UK, United States, Canada, Indonesia, Philippines. Oh, this is so cool. It's amazing. Oh, Netherlands too. Hey, look at that. You guys are so tiny, but you're right there. I love it. Oh my god. I'm just like happy. I'm like, I don't know what to say. I've got a theory now. If someone from Wattpad watching my videos, someone who works there, if you are, hello. I don't know. That'll be my little conspiracy theory, that there's actually someone who works at Wattpad who's watching my videos right now. Every once in a while, I actually go to see what jobs are available. And I have met people that work there. I went to school in Toronto, so I got really lucky, and I happened to go to a literary festival that like the literary club at my university was holding, and I got to meet some amazing people who work at Wattpad, and we follow each other now. It's nice. Okay, well, I'm gonna plug myself back into my music, and I am gonna write for a bit, and then I will get back to you. You know what? I did forget to mention one more thing, which I think is I find it kind of funny, but I'm gonna be in a ballet. Yeah. And you're probably like, but Melanie, you're not a ballet dancer. And my answer to you would be, yes, you are correct. I am not a ballet dancer, but I'm gonna be in a ballet. So the story of this is that my cousin, the dance company she's with, they do the Nutcracker every year for the holiday season. And my uncle was supposed to play this like walk-on character, but he says his back hurts too much to do it, and they really needed someone to play this one character. And so she sent me a text and she's like, will you do it? And I said yes. I'm also going to be helping with their costumes and probably set. So if for some reason you end up finding me at a Nutcracker show wearing, I'm playing Mother Ginger well, that's what the character is called. So if you see me, if you recognize me, you probably won't, and I highly doubt any of you know where this is gonna be. So I won't say it either, because you know I'm not the only person. I'm just there for like a few minutes and then I'm gone. It's literally, that's my entire job, is to just stand on stage. So okay, now I'm gonna get back to writing. So I've been writing for a few hours, a couple hours so far. And I'm actually really enjoying this chapter. You know, I thought I was gonna write another chapter with F and D together, you know, interacting. But instead, I started just writing about D and her father. I think it helps develop D as a person, and also her dad. Because I guess in this story, her dad is sort of the antagonist. He doesn't, I don't think he intentionally wants to be the antagonist, but he ends up being it. So I'm just like writing in this chapter, and I thought it would be maybe a little like nice to like see her and her dad interact. And you know, I thought it was gonna be something more lighthearted, but I'm like writing, and then all of a sudden it's turned into a fight, and she and her dad are like really angry at each other. Well, she's more angry at her dad, and her dad doesn't do anything really. It will make more sense when you read the story, I hope. It will. It'll make more sense. And so it's kind of just like, it's like understanding that like these two people, they love each other, they're family, but at the same time, there's so much in between them that, you know, like how could you sort of like keep certain things from another person kind of deal. It's interesting. And now like I'm also sitting here and I'm like debating whether or not Dee and her father should kind of like make up, or if this is a catalyst for something else. Because, you know, I'm still like, obviously I'm a pantser, so, you know, things will just change on like the flip of a dime kind of thing. And I'm debating about like how my story's gonna end too. I'm like, do I make it a happy ending or a sad ending? And oh, it's so hard, because I'm like, you know, it's like one of those things where like I think I know kind of how the ending's gonna be, but at the same time I don't. I'm curious, for those of you watching, do you prefer happy endings or sad endings to stories? Please tell, because I've written both and I've gotten different responses, I guess. Like with the Not So Innocent Boy, I'm just gonna keep referring back to that because it's everywhere at the moment. But yeah, with the Not So Innocent Boy, I'm not gonna reveal the ending, but it's not like a happy ending. Not really. That's what I'll say. It's not really a happy ending. Like it isn't, but you gotta read it, so then you know what I'm talking about. And like How to Be Forever Alone, I would consider a good ending. Like, well, a good ending, like a happy ending. What about Scary Kids? Scary Kids is more of a novella that I've been writing, well, that I wrote. And I'm planning on making it like a trilogy, and I have started the second one, but then I got busy with school and I had to be put on like the back burner, but it is there, so eventually I will write it. But yeah, Scary Kids, how did I finish that? I feel like the ending I feel like the ending's very abrupt. I'm gonna have to go back and reread my own ending to my own story, because it's been 2 years since I wrote that, so it's been a while. I don't remember what I wrote. It's good, right? When you don't remember what you wrote 2 years ago. Yeah, so I'm going over this, and I feel like the last chapter itself, I think it would be considered more of a prologue, really, if this weren't a novella. But I guess you can have prologues in novellas, right? Or epilogue. This is an epilogue, not a prologue, an epilogue. What am I talking about? But it sets up like the second like novella, like chapter 19 does. What about chapter 18? Oh yeah, okay, there's a whole bunch of this stuff, but it's like the story's a little different, because at the same time that at the same times that things are happening to my main characters, there's also another side of the story which is happening like in the real world. I feel like this needs context, and so I will give you context. So Scary Kids, my main characters are ghosts, and they're teenagers, and they're haunting the school that they went to. Yeah, so at the same time, I'm just, yeah, oh geez, do I say it? So, okay, I'm gonna say it. My main characters were murdered and they know they've been murdered. And so at the same time that they're doing stuff, there's also like the real world and like the behind the scenes of like, they don't even know what's going on, that like there are other people who are investigating their murders. And so that's kind of like the premise, well, that's kind of like why the ending feels so abrupt in my opinion. Because yeah, so then there's that, but then I feel like the second novella, what I kind of have planned is gonna explain more that side of the story of like being in the real world and like why my characters had been murdered. Although it's a completely like, it's a connected story, but it's a separate story too. So the characters that are in the second story aren't the same as the characters in the first story, but they are kind of like interconnected somewhat. I'm gonna need to write more because now I'm like curious. I'm curious about my own writing. Anyways, that's just me babbling along, trying to have a coherent train of thought. But for now, yeah, I'm gonna keep writing. I feel like I could actually finish this chapter today. That'd be cool if I could. I'm gonna try to. Okay, let's do it. So it's the next day. How's it going? I didn't end up finishing my chapter yesterday, but that's okay because I've been working on it now for the last hour or so, and I've added another couple hundred words, and I think it's looking good. I found that like I was rereading like what I had written yesterday, and I thought that maybe it's a little too like fast paced, so I decided to add some more dialogue just to lengthen it a bit but not make it too long either. And then I'm like writing the ending of this chapter, and I thought I was just gonna make it like, okay, she goes to sleep and then the next scene takes place the next day. But I'm thinking about it and I'm like, I think I need to do something more. And so like, it's also like wondering like what I'm gonna write in future chapters and stuff like that. And of course like my word count, my goal is 50,000 words, and I'm just thinking, and I got an idea for the next chapter. Although, I was always kind of like in my head, I was like, okay, the next chapter I'm gonna write this scene. But now I'm like, oh, okay, that scene's gonna have to wait for a little bit, which does work because, I love like getting these like parts of the story where I'm like, okay, I just need to shake something up. So I put in some random plot point in here, and then it brings me down this whole other like road to get to this scene that I had thought about. And I think that's what I'm gonna do. And I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna finish this chapter. And then of course, gotta read you guys a line and choose a song for the playlist. But then depending on how busy I end up getting, because I'm like, I could write the next chapter today, but I also do want to work on my small business a little bit. So I'll see. I'll think about it. Sometimes it's also good to, you write something and then come back to it like the next day. And then, sometimes it's just nice to come in with like a fresh like mind. And sometimes you have new ideas. So maybe that's what I'll do. Okay, so I finished writing the chapter. And I am so glad I decided to do this like crazy kind of ending. It's not really crazy, but it's more of a risk. It ups the game, which is fun because now there's like so much that I can do with this. And like the scene that I wanted to write for the next chapter, it's probably not gonna be the next chapter, which is fine because it is something I still want to include, and I feel like eventually it will be included. It's just gonna be later in the book. I'm excited. Okay, so now I've got to find you guys a line from this chapter, so I'm gonna go searching for that. Okay, so I have a line. It's not like a crazy kind of line, but what I like about it is that it really does like show you like how Dee and her father interact with each other. So here it is. Maybe I should just take the door off. You should take a break, I correct him. Come, we can grab a couple of chairs and go sit on the dock. I don't have time for that. Dad! I don't think I can remember the last time I called him that. The only time I use it is when I want him to listen to me. If you don't sit down and relax, what kind of vacation will this be? You see? I think, it's like they have an interesting relationship. And of course, actually in this chapter, you get to learn more about it. That's just a tiny part of it. And so, I'm excited. I'm excited about everything. Like, guys, look, I got a new Baby Yoda. My collection is growing. I also have a Baby Yoda advent calendar. Okay, and so now I have the song for the playlist for this week. And so I've chosen She's Not There by the Zombies. I think it fits. It fits. I don't know what to say. It fits. But yeah, I guess that's it for this week. I really hope all of you enjoyed this little vlog of me mumbling about my story. I need to start thinking about like my blurb and, you know, my summary and all this. And of course, like, I'm not very far into it, but I do want to start uploading before I finish writing the story. And I know a lot of you are probably like rolling your eyes, and I'm like, you know, I'm just uploading this to Wattpad. I am having fun. This is what it's about. And if you like my story, then thank you. Okay, like, comment, and have a party on the subscribe button. Okay, goodbye, see you next week.